Hey guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and we're back with Season 2, Episode 5 of Severance. Last we got Woe's Hollow, and what an episode it was. It probably was the best episode of Season 2. At the very end of the episode, we lost Irving, but I did talk to people in the comments. I knew something was up with the way Irving was talking when he was looking at Dylan and he was like, "You just hang in there." And like the way he said it, I was like, is that like something him and Dylan used to say together? But it is told to me that that was the poster. I think that's right. I agree, because that is why he said it. It was just too weird for him to say that right before he left. And he wasn't putting up a fight at all. We also talked about that in the comments, how what would he have done? Like, they probably all could have took out Milchick, but Milchick could have immediately radioed and shut the whole thing down, probably on a single command. And now Helena is outside of the game, so to speak, now, because she was Helly, which is what we thought from the beginning, or at least I thought. I don't know how many of you thought the same thing, but from the very beginning, episode 1 of season 2, I'm like, that isn't Helly, that's Helena. And it was. He had to walkie-talkie, so he had to tell the people on the outside. It's not like they could actually see what's going on, but if Helena just got switched off and she's still in her head, we had all these weird doppelgangers. And I was starting to think, like, why does it seem like we're in a dream state when we're not? I'm thinking how Miss Casey was dead, aka Gemma, Mark's wife, is dead supposedly, but she's alive in that world. Maybe that is why she was so emotionless and stoic, so to speak. Like, if you think about it, Miss Casey was very, like, odd, the way she acted, more odd than the other people. I think those were clones of us. Like, Miss Casey might be a clone of Gemma, because Gemma died, and that's why they were acting so weird, and they looked off, too. They didn't look like us. They looked like a little off. So I don't know, but that's why I'm thinking there are clones, which means there are other versions of ourselves. We saw it. So I don't know what that was, but we saw alternate versions of ourselves. And then Irving saw the Woe, which is this little woman that was typing on a computer, scared the shit out of us, and then Irving at the very end, Milchick was like, "You will cease to exist," and bamfed him out of there. So we're jumping in. You guys want to see more of what I do? In the description is the link for Patreon, where you'll see every episode of Severance in full, unedited. You want your own requested show or movie, go to the link in the description, ask me to watch whatever you want. At a certain tier level, I will do so. That is how we have thousands of exclusives like Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest. We just finished Cobra Kai's final season today. Tomorrow is Yellow Jackets' start to season 3. We're also doing Pushing Daisies, Good Omens, Eureka, and Outer Banks. We started Schitt's Creek, Leverage, thousands of other movies and shows full unedited. Check it out. If not, season 2, episode 5, Severance.
Do you have him?
Oh, them. What is this tomfoolery? I want to see his face. Why won't you show me his face? I could kind of see his reflection. The song he's whistling, I know. Isn't it like a sailor song? We're going. Yeah, we're going to that area with the door, with the arrow. Ding! They didn't give us a good look at his face. Now, how is this gonna work? We all saw what happened to Irving.
Man, he fell off a rope, apparently.
A rope?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was the old burning shit into your eyeballs.
What is he drinking? What is that?
You need to get your dryer fixed.
Oh.
Yeah, or you could just, like, not live here. When do we keep going?
Maybe tonight. I'll decide later.
Because I haven't remembered anything else.
Slow roll it. Do whatever she says, because Petey didn't have a good experience.
Will I be updating Father later?
She's pregnant. I bet you she's pregnant.
You have decided to spare him knowledge of this contretemps.
Well, please let him know that his daughter is alive and well.
What's he at? 78%?
81. That's
What?
a Friday.
Is this...
It won't be much longer.
They keep talking about he's almost
I'm not going
done.
back down there.
He needs to finish. Mark has
It
to
won't
finish.
be you. It will be your innie.
Milchick's many errors this weekend have forced our hand.
I am so curious what
It's a risk.
we are
know
doing.
this. Mark S. won't work without her.
And the work is mysterious and important. So we must give him her.
Listen to how they talk.
The board appreciates your sacrifice.
The actress is phenomenal. Between Helly and Helena. Get away from me, child. Look at her, she's like terrified.
Who the fuck are you?
Hey, Is she?
Her any.
Like, how
I need to
do
know
we
what's going on.
ever trust it?
Like, right now.
It's called a Glasgow block. It allows one's outie.
Wait. Are you saying that she was down here?
Irving had no knowledge of what management's intention was in this action. Our only option was permanent dismissal.
So he is dead.
Have you ever heard the story of the Glaxschupen?
Does he know that Helena? Does anyone else know that Helena banged Mark?
The king of Sweden himself was known to go incognito amongst his people. He would don an old gray robe. A Glaxschupen.
So weird, these stories.
Gear Egan himself was known to do so in his ether factories.
It smells like horse shit.
Yeah.
What, do we have different desk setup? Oh, it's just a three-way? And they completely erased Irving from the pictures.
Irving is a person and he's gone. So we'd like to have a funeral.
Mark has to speak up
Sure.
because,
As long as it's quick.
yeah, I don't think it's disrespect. I think Mark is thinking we're just wasting valuable time by doing it because we're not going to get anything. Why is he hacking? Why is he coughing? What is wrong with him? Oh, is it the shit? It's the shit he's drinking.
What happened to you up there?
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Nope.
Do you want to hear what happened to me?
No, I don't.
I thought bereavement events were for innies who die on the floor. You shouldn't let them have a funeral. It makes them feel like people.
That was creepy, than anything she said. I love there is a computerized Irving.
It's hard to pinpoint a favorite Irving story. One time, he was pissed at me for watering down the toner. So he put toner in my water cup.
Thank you, Dylan G. You may now briefly partake in Irving's fruit head.
The Irving watermelon.
Miss Wall.
I mean, that's a very good Irving watermelon. Eulogy read by Dylan and a giant melon of Irving's head.
I gotta get to work, but great ceremony, guys.
Mark is being
You two
weird.
catch up?
We'll figure this out.
Will, there's no we, Helly.
What? I'm me.
I mean, she's right, but I get
Hello.
why he's all screwed up.
Stop being a fucking asshole.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah.
I was just wondering if you could share with me a little how you felt when you received the paintings.
Look at her face. I think he got his answer just based on her facial expression. She looked very troubled, hurt, and affected. He's gonna see the hang in there. He's gonna think about it. Look, he's staring at the hang in there. Is it behind it? Oh God, he put something behind it, didn't he? It's like a map or something. Oh, it's the directions on how to get to the thing, to the door. The woman knew. Remember, he asked her. Because we never saw
This
the end
review
of
can
that
take anywhere from 2
conversation.
to 6 hours, depending on the number of atonements and approbations required. You instituted kindness reforms.
Because I'm not Harmony Cobell.
Mark Scout's completion of Cold Harbor will be remembered as one of the greatest moments in the history of this planet.
What?
Remember these severed workers' greater purpose.
He's moving too.
Mr. Milchick.
I see you left work 6 minutes early.
Whatever you say, Mr. Milchick. Praise cure.
Oh,
Did you tell her that you fucked her outie at the Orpo?
oh, Jesus Christmas.
Helena Egan, leader in waiting of this company. Have a restful evening.
That answered my question. I was like, someone had to have known.
Your sovereign boss may own the clock that greets you from the wall, but you get to enjoy its ticking. Babe, it's the literal opposite of what you were saying before.
She said that innies tend to thrive in an environment of structure. Well, it's a Trojan's horse. Selling millions of copies of my book, and the life that manages to give us has somehow lost its appeal for you.
Whatever, I'm gonna go to bed.
I'm going to sell out
No,
because
thank
they're
you.
going to get me tons of money. That's what he just said. So here's Irving. Keeps going back to this phone.
It's for me again. I think they know what my India was up to. I'm telling you to...
It's Bert.
I have to go. Why are you following me?
Came to my house.
I got this thing when somebody shows up on my doorstep. Why were you at my house the other night? I don't know. It wasn't you at all, was it? I got canned a couple of weeks ago. When I pressed them for a reason, they said my innie had an unsanctioned erotic entanglement.
So he was shit
Then
canned for
You show up at my door.
relationship.
You think we were an item? Well, Fields certainly thinks so. Fields?
The guy he was
That's
with.
my husband.
Yeah, the guy he
Fields.
was with.
What? We got a ham. We're planning to have it tomorrow. You, me, and Fields. We like red wine. You need a lift? I'll walk, thanks. You sure? I know where you live. See you tomorrow.
I love that. But who is he calling on the phone? He was ex-military. So he's got to be calling in, like, people he knows trying to get information. I started thinking Bert was, like, working for Lumen and following him. Cremated remains.
What I thought was her.
I mean, they easily could have faked the cremated remains.
Who's in there?
They know people at the morgue.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
On the payroll, like everywhere else in Kier.
His innie was coughing, too.
Are we gonna...
One more day.
I think something's gonna happen to Mark before the end of this episode.
Are they hurting her?
I don't know.
Hi.
You're outie.
What?
I didn't say anything.
Your outie can parallel park in less than 20 seconds.
That was Miss Casey when she reads you the things your Audi's good at. Where actually is he right now?
Your outie listens to music. Your outie prefers 2 scoops of ice cream in a serving.
How did he get into Lumen? Because look what he's dressed as.
Once captured a butterfly. Your outie is going to be...
Your Audi is going to... What? All right, everybody, that is it for episode 5 of season 2. I knew something was going to happen to Mark at the end. The whole way the episode was going, his innie was coughing, now his Audi is coughing. His innie is acting very bizarre. I guess after experiencing what he experienced, you don't trust anybody and you start realizing, like he said to Helly, who we knew is Helly. Like, we know that is Helly now. They don't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't know if it's Dylan. Like, he doesn't know who to trust. And he's at a point where he's like, does it even matter at this point? They know so much more than us. They have so much power over us. And he doesn't even know if he could trust the people he trusted most at this point. So he is just like sort of given up. And what is he doing? Like on the inside trying to find his Audi's wife? Why? He's like, what does it even matter? Like, who even cares anymore? He's just like fed up. And I get it. But Helly, I feel bad for because he's got to look at it from her point of view. Like, I understand how he's feeling. But if it is Helly R, which it is, then if he cared about her, he would care to try to figure it out or at least be nice enough to her. Like, say it is Helena. You don't got to be a complete asshole. Say it isn't Dylan. Say it's Dylan's Audi. You don't have to be an asshole to everybody. You could go through the motions and be a nice guy just in case it is your friends or the woman you love. Plus, I think it's crazy that Seth went up to him in the elevator and was like, did you tell her you had sex with her Audi or sex with her innie's body? Like, that's something you probably should have said right off the go, right off the jump, because it's going to come out eventually. And Seth made it seem like I'm telling you I know because if you don't say anything, I'm holding it against you and I'm going to tell her. That's how I took it. I took it as Seth is blackmailing him. Like, you better get in line or I'm going to tell Helly, and Helly's going to be like, oh my God, not only did that happen, but you kept it from me and you lied. He could always say, well, I didn't know if it was really you, but then why wouldn't you tell me? Because you know Helena knows. It isn't like if I was Helena that I wouldn't know that you did. So he's got no real good excuse for that. So he better come clean with her before Seth does. It's one of those things, like, you got to come clean with the person before someone outs you and you look worse. We find out Trojan Horse is spoken by Rickon because Rickon is writing a book that is basically being guided down a certain path by Natalie and other people. And Devin is obviously really pissed off because he's like, yeah, we're going to get a shitload of money. So who cares if I'm a sellout? That's basically how it sounded and basically what it is. Devin should know that Rickon would do anything to have people give him attention. And that is exactly what he's doing. Dr. Rahabi is in the basement now. I thought she was playing tricks on him. I think she's slow rolling the whole reintegration thing intentionally because it's dangerous. But clearly, whatever just happened there was big. because he went into Lumen and saw Miss Casey and she said, your Audi is trying to blah, 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 and then it like went to nothing. But I love that hang in there was the map to get to the room. We saw in the third episode, I think it was, Irving was talking to Bert's assistant and said, you know how to get to this place? And she must have gave him directions because we never saw the end of the conversation. And I kind of just like assumed she might have said, yeah, I know how to get there, but like, did it matter? He wrote it down, and now Dylan knows how to get there, and that is where Miss Casey is. What is Cold Harbor? Why is everybody talking so encrypted? They're like, this work that Mark is doing, he's the only one that could do it. He's moving along. He was at 85% when he closed out for the night, and they are like, this work that he's doing is one of, if not the most important things this planet has ever seen. That's crazy. The way they're talking, it is literally like end of the world scenarios, or like we're dealing with aliens or something. I don't know, but it's crazy and I love it, and I am going to edit this up. You guys want to see more of what I do? In the description is the link for Patreon, where you'll see all of these in full unedited. You want your own requested show or movie? In the description, ask me to watch whatever you want, and I will do so. That is how we have thousands of exclusives like Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest, Outer Banks, and Eureka, Pushing Daisies, Good Omens. We just finished Cobra Kai's final season. We started Schitt's Creek, Leverage, Ranma 1/2, thousands of other movies and shows full unedited. Check it out. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.